I'm going to show you how to use a single half-hour block to reset your metabolism even if you haven't worked out in months. You don't need to overhaul your entire life. You need a strategy that fits into all the chaos. Backed by studies at Harvard, Mayo Clinic, and Nature Medicine, even short bursts of movement combined with stress reduction and light recovery routines can help you drop real fat, not just water weight. So I'm going to walk you through a 4-part daily structure that just takes 30 minutes, show results in weeks, and helps you finally feel in control of your body again. Hi, I'm Dr. Carr with Modern Body Clinic, and we are weight loss experts. We've helped a ton of people lose weight and in a safe and effective way. Now, forget the 90-minute gym sessions. We don't have time for that. The research is clear. Short bursts of daily movement, even broken into 5 or 10-minute increments, can help you burn fat, build metabolic flexibility, and actually sustain weight loss. Now, I originally heard this about 10 years ago from a personal trainer I met. His name's Zach, a really cool guy. But one strategy he had with really busy people was to block up, or was to chunk out their workout times instead of saying, oh, I'm going to work out 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour, whatever it was. That you could do that throughout the day. Yes, he is right. The studies certainly do confirm that. This study from JAMA, the Journal of the American Medical Association, found that women who did 3 10-minute walks lost the same weight as those who did one 30-minute session. But the interesting part is that they were more likely to keep off the weight long term. Now, here's another study. This is in Nature Medicine. This is from 2022. And what they were looking at was vigorous exercise or activity, 1 to 2 minutes, 3 times a day. That's about 6 minutes a day, right? And for that study, the average was actually 4.4. They followed people on average for 7 years, and they found that people who were doing this activity were less likely to develop obesity or metabolic disease like diabetes. 30 minutes is not only enough, it's powerful when you do it right. So how does this 30-minute plan work, Dr. Carter? Well, we're going to divide it up. So the first 10 minutes is really just about movement. If we're doing 10 minutes, we're already killing the 6 minutes from the study I just told you about. So the idea is that we are targeting what's called non-exercise activity thermogenesis, or NEAT for short, and functional strength. One way we could do this is do some type of circuit, 5-minute body weight circuits. That could be a circuit of squats, push-ups, and lunges, but you can really pick your poison. So pick 3 or 4. And since you're just going to do it for 5 minutes, you could do 10 squats and then 10 push-ups and then 10 lunges, or it could be whatever you like. It could be sit-ups, it could be armchair dips, it could be bicycle kicks, it could be running in place. Whatever activity that you want to do, you can do, but inside that 5 minutes, and it should get your heart rate up. One option would be stairs. If you're like, my space is tight or I can't get outside, stairs are another option, same time frame. 5 minutes. Here's a study from 2019 where they looked at these types of exercises where it improved fitness, reduced belly fat, and helped stabilize blood sugar. Next 10 minutes, what are we going to do? So the next 10 minutes is actually nutrition setup. In this 10 minutes, really what we want to do is eliminate guesswork and help reduce cravings. Inside that 10 minutes, what we're going to do is plan our meals for the day. You can pre-portion protein-rich snacks. Make sure your hydration set up, whether that's you have some type of container or water bottle or whatever, that you have that set. And if you're someone that works out a lot, you can consider electrolytes, but if you're doing this 30-minute routine, you don't necessarily need electrolytes. And another bonus you can consider is green tea with lemon. So that would just give a little extra boost to metabolism, maybe 2 to 3%, but it still counts. And adding lemon will increase the amount of antioxidants that you can absorb by 30 times, so certainly worth the squeeze. The last thing we want to do is our meals. We want to really try to simplify it by consider using 3 ingredients. We want to make it super simple so we're not wasting a lot of brain power on deciding what we're going to eat. So this study from the Journal of Nutrition 2023 showed that blood sugar stability and protein timing did help with fat loss in women, especially if they were postpartum. Next, so we use 20 minutes up. So we got 10 minutes left. 5 minutes, what we're going to do is a mind reset. And essentially what we're trying to do is calm down our nervous system, which is going to lower our cortisol level, which we don't want to be chronically elevated because it's going to block fat loss. So a few options include what's called box breathing. Well, I'll show you how to do it. So you're going to inhale for 4 seconds, hold it, exhale for 4 seconds, hold it, and that will be 1 breath. So you will do that for essentially 5 minutes. And that again is going to help calm down the nervous system and lower your cortisol. Another option would be journaling. Journaling is great, so you can do it at the end of the day or the beginning of the day. And you can ask, I'll give you three simple questions. So one would be, love this one first, is what am I grateful for? That is really going to affect your brain chemistry, just answering that one question, as well as decreasing your cortisol. Another question to ask is, what do I need and what will I do next? I think those are all powerful questions that will help focus your mindset. So that's 25 minutes. We got 5 minutes left. So what are we going to do with that last 5 minutes? Well, we're going to do some biohacking. We're going to get the most we can out of this. So there's a few different options. One consideration will be red light. So a red light mask. You can do a full body one, but a mask is going to get a lot of the benefit as a full body one. Basically what red light is going to do is help stimulate your mitochondria, have them work better. And if you really want to see the benefits, particularly for skin health, is you're going to want to do it every day. Another option would be cold water or cold immersion. Now we have to be careful with this. The reason it works is that it's going to induce your body to make more brown fat. The issue though is your body can't adapt to this. So if we do this every day forever, we're going to get it. Your body's going to adapt, and it's going to adapt in a way that we don't want. Generally, this is something you want to cycle on every couple weeks to really get the most benefit without your body totally adjusting to it. We know from studies that we know that cold exposure activates brown fat and burns calories passively. Red light therapy improves mitochondrial function. What kind of results can we expect with all this? With this just 30 minutes. Before we jump into that, what are the assumptions that I'm making around these results? Because the expectations only matter if they're grounded in reality. So first assumption is that you're doing this most days of the week. So 5 minimum, ideally 7. But 5 is the minimum we want to shoot for doing these things. Number 2 assumption is that you're not sabotaging yourself or offsetting all these benefits by eating a lot of ultra processed food or high calorie snacks at night. The third assumption we're going to make is that you're getting enough sleep. Check out this link below on sleep, but for most people I'm just going to assume you got to get at least 7 hours. Obviously, it depends on the individual, but the sleep is important. If we're not getting enough sleep, that is all but going to block our weight loss. Fourth assumption is that you're not dealing with any unresolved medical problems, whether it's hyperthyroidism or PCOS or insulin resistance or anything else. Now, you can have medical problems, but making sure that they're controlled or compensated. Yes, all these strategies will help those problems, but if those problems are not compensated, it's going to make it hard. And the fifth one, which may or may not be obvious, but we are not in a calorie surplus, but we're in a calorie deficit. And so you don't necessarily need to count calories all the time, but I do think it is helpful to have a baseline so you have an idea of what your budget is in regards to calories. But yes, we want to be in a deficit. Now, if that sounds like your situation or is close enough, then yes, the results I'm about to walk you through are absolutely achievable, and they don't require a gym, they don't require a perfect diet, and they don't require a babysitter. Okay, so here's the timeline, especially if you're starting from zero. These are real research-backed outcomes you can expect with sticking to the 30-minute routine. You might feel increased energy, and so I'll tell you that subtle from our clinical experience, as when people first notice it, it's not like you had a cup of coffee, it's more like I don't have those crashes anymore. That's generally what you see first. You'll see the cravings start to ease, and you may notice less bloating and better digestion. You're not losing fat yet, but your body's getting ready to. Weeks 2 and 3, yes, you may have lost 2, maybe even 4 pounds. Now, I will tell you, most of that is water and resolving inflammation. So we need this part, but yeah, it's mostly water. Your waistline starts to shrink, and you may notice that your sleep is improving and your hunger is stabilizing. And that weeks 4 through 6, now we're going to start seeing some real fat loss, anywhere between 4 to 8 pounds. You may start noticing your clothes fit a little bit differently, especially around the midsection, and you may feel like you're more in control and things start to seem more automatic. Weeks 8 through 12, you could see anywhere from 10 to 12 pounds of weight loss during this time. You may see some muscle toning, depending where you're starting from. And probably the biggest, and I think the most important thing, is that you'll start having more confidence and consistency and really start seeing your identity shift. So you just don't look different, you are different. You become the kind of person that takes 30 minutes a day to take care of themselves, and it's paying off. So this plan works because it meets you where you are, and you're not failing necessarily because of lack of discipline. you're overwhelmed, and this plan gives you structure, simplicity, and small wins every day. Set your 30-minute alarm and stick with it, and in 12 weeks, you won't recognize the old version of yourself. So if you want a version of this tailored to your hormones, sleep, stress, and schedule, we can build this inside our clinic. Check out the link below. If you're into realistic wellness and real results, subscribe and stick around. You don't need more time, you need better tools.